Hello guys, my name is Crazy M and today I want to do a F2000 attachment guide. I want to do this because if you look at simtech.com, which as I think many of you know, you're gonna see how one attachment affects a weapon but not how combinations of attachments affect weapon. So what we're gonna do today is we're just gonna look at recoil patterns. And so if you're looking for a gun review or stuff like that, I'm not gonna do that. I'm simply gonna look at recoil patterns, and we're gonna figure out which attachments you want to use with the F2000. So the first thing I want to say is, like, I'm always gonna be like trying to do like the second slot and then with or without foregrip, because there's nothing much you can put on the first slot, like only pivot and foregrip, but I don't think you want to use a pivot on this weapon. So it's always going to be if you want to use a foregrip with that attachment or not. So first off, we got the recoil pattern for the Naked 2000, and the Naked 2000 itself got a high horizontal recoil, and because of that, even though the foregrip gives you random bullet deviation, it's only going to do you good because the horizontal recoil is that high. So if you don't want to put anything else on the F2000, definitely go with a foregrip. Next off, we're gonna look at the heavy barrel for the F2000, and if you look at the recoil pattern without the foregrip, it doesn't look too bad, but hipfire is all over the place, and it's not that bad. But if you look at it with the foregrip, it looks quite good actually. I mean, hipfire isn't great at all, and the F2000 hasn't got that good of a hipfire anyways. But if you look at like this aiming down side spread with 4 meters, it's like a straight line up, and even at 10 meters it's pretty straight the first 4 shots. So it's not that easy to control. It's bouncing quite a bit, but I found if you're using this as medium range, you're actually gonna just like start at the chest and let the recoil do the work, and you're gonna get a nice couple of headshots. So it's not gonna make it a long range gun, and it's not gonna be the good at hip firing, but if you can limitate yourself to just having like medium range engagements at like 10 meters or something like that, you're gonna be off quite good. Now we're gonna take a look at the laser sight. The laser sight actually gives you really good first couple shots in a hip fire without the foregrip, and aiming down side spread from 4 meters is even like, you know, like the standard gun. It's not that bad, but at long range you see it's all over the place. Anyhow, the laser sight's not gonna help you that. And if you look at the same thing with the foregrip attached, we actually see that like the hip fire is a little bit worse, but you get a little bit better recoil pattern at 10 meters and aiming down sights. So you're gonna have to kind of choose if you're gonna be more like in this really close situations with 4 meters where you hip fire, and like 4 meters, 5 meters, 6 meters with aiming down sights, or if you're gonna have a couple of medium range engagements, then you definitely should put the foregrip on, even though your hip fire is not gonna be that good. Now we're gonna take a look at the flash suppressor, and you see that the flash suppressor without the foregrip, it's actually gonna give you a little bit better hip fire than the naked gun, and reduce the horizontal recoil. Anyhow, if you look at it with the foregrip attached, hip fire and ADS at 4 meters is quite okay, but at 10 meters it's all over the place. So if you want to go for those close shots, I'd rather say you put a laser sight on there. And if you're gonna go for this 10 meter shot and a little bit above, I'd rather use a heavy barrel over this, even though like the recoil is a little bit higher, but it gives you more like accuracy, because the flash suppressor doesn't do that good at like 10 meters. The heavy barrel gives a better pattern, so I don't think that the flash suppressor has that much of use with that gun. Last off, we got the suppressor, and you know, suppressor has been nerfed quite a lot, so you only want to put this on if you really need it, if you really need to be stealthy. And again, I say the suppressor really messes with your hip fire, with everything you got. It's like, if you look at those patterns, they're not really a tight pattern, they're just all over the place in general. So again, a foregrip is definitely a good choice on this, because with a suppressor you're not gonna go anywhere for long range shots because you're not doing much damage. So I think if you have to use a suppressor, definitely use it with foregrip. And so that's all for it now. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like and a comment, and if you want to do me another gun, please tell me which one you want to see.